The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Allen looking to throw it right at the outset. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route. And he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage. Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try to hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter. But that time, they were up to the challenge.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. Finding room at midfield. Loose inside the 30. Jamison Crowder. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight, but not for the quarterback who just threw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy?
Touchdown, Bills! James Cook from 21 yards away. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
From just inside the 20, a short kick. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
First down 10 at the 43-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Herbert. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A handoff, it's Eckler. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
The key to any screenplay is all in the deception. That means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Five yards remain on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Now the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Herbert going to keep it on his sneak. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as he pushes forward for a couple on 4th and inches. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 15-0 our score. It's the NFL on EA Sports. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Herbert finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 15.
Herbert operating from the red zone. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker.
And the Bills are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. First and 10.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try to keep the defense honest.
You mean also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Allen going to go on 4th down. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in.
And he is going to have the Bills first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
First down, Bills.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen.
Open man downfield is Davis. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And again, it's Allen.
That is complete downfield to Knox. Down inside the 10.
Touchdown! Dawson Knox, 39 yards.
And the Bills are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Carter. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10
at their own 19-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On the give, this is Eckler. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw here, Herbert. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the Bills are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But, Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Allen. Man open downfield is Diggs. He's got it. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Last play, they got stumped at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Allen going to throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this 2nd quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. On 1st down, Justin Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there, because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Bills are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. We have 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked them off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, have excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing that crosses my mind is, why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. A give, Eckler running to the right. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen as the first half is winding down. And the Chargers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. So they elect to pass there on the two-point try. Sometimes can prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
McKenzie now from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And they will take a knee here. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway.
Taken in at the 3. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jordan Poyer.
And the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain.
And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time.
Picked off by Khalil Mack.
And the Chargers will take over here just shy of the 30. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
13 yards on the play. And the Chargers first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's first and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams. Here's second and a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1 at the 26-yard line.
Going on the ground with Eckler. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That with a first down pickup of 8.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You got to go compete for the ball so you don't get another one picked off.
On first down, Allen. And that is caught. It's Davis. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
Singletary, they'll go up the middle. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or two, because you want to try to defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Allen will look to throw for it on fourth. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bills' drive stalls out on fourth down. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up first and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He finds his target, Allen. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
A gain of 21 more yards. That's another Chargers first down.
On first and 10, Herbert. Looking for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It'll be first and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Draw play. It's Eckler. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast, where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there. They went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
McKenzie now from his end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Isaiah McKenzie. And he'll go out of bounds, but not before taking this deep into enemy territory down to the 15. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Allen. A quick throw going to be caught by Diggs. And the Bills are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, 4th quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up.
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta? It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Isaiah McKenzie from 4 yards out. And the Bills have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team is playing, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
It's caught at the 1, and they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. And up 2 scores late. No clue why you do this here, but they're going to go for the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. Well, 4th quarter, it felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Bills are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete. The Bills on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Allen. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Touchdown, Chargers.
Mike Williams on the touchdown throw from Justin Herbert. And the Chargers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So this now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a one-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get the 2. It's caught. So they get the conversion. And now we're back to a one-score game. And that almost makes it a brand-new ballgame. Now it's a one-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side.
Down the numbers. There he goes. He's at the 30. And they will finally drag him down at the Chargers' 21-yard line. 60 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are right back in this football game.
A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. Caught left side, Williams.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
19 more yards. That's another.
Herbert back to the air.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Herbert. He forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. Jair Elam makes a pick, and the Bills have just about sewn up this football game. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection, and now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. 1st down, Bills.
throw. He's got a man complete. And he's across for the touchdown.
Damn, you got me. That was good shit.
That should just about seal it. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Buffalo.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. From his end zone, here comes Carter.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and it looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back.
Herbert has it knocked free.
And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.